Hello, Saints Nation. Welcome back to the Saints Gaming CA stream here on Twitch TV. We have ourselves another fantastic matchup here for you tonight, as the second week of CollegiateR6 playoffs is just about to begin. Of course, our matchup tonight is Texas A&M University versus St. Clair College. My name's Dan Banner, going to be your host here once again for another match here tonight on the stream, and it's going to be a good one. As of right now, St. Clair found themselves in the top 16 of this season of CollegiateR6 action. Fantastic run, and I know they want to get themselves into the top 8 and see where they can keep going from there. And they're definitely off to a good start nonetheless. But first off, before we do end up getting into the matchups, of course, let's take a look at our starting lineup here for the St. Clair Saints. Of course, coach, captain, JM Beast, Jacob Briand, going to be taking the lead for the squad on support. Meanwhile, we have Noah Alders, that's Kira. And we have Ethan Farrow, Domo, Dylan Chapman, Rapid, and then Noah Big Papa King. Of course, got ourselves a bunch of esports administration students here in this team, but we also have a couple others, business and administration for finance and fire education. So a nice mixture of minds here for this Rainbow Six Siege team. Some of the operators, some of the picks that you may see coming out here from our players, of course, with JM Beast being on support, he's more than often on, when he's on attack side anyway, he's probably going to be picking up the ace or some other hard breacher. Then we have Kira, a solid mixture of aggression and utility. Oftentimes see him on Habana, but not, or he's not, what's the word I'm saying? He's familiar with, of course, the Nomad and the Zofia as well. We will go with that one. Domo, a mixture of utility and aggression, of course, has that Nomad available, but might switch off to Hibana and Ash as this goes on. Rapid, I mean, we know Rapid likes to get aggressive, and sure enough, Zofia, Buck, and Sledge will allow him to do that. And same thing with Big Papa with the Sledge. Oftentimes, one of the first ones to get inside the building and start making things a mess. Meanwhile, on the defensive side of things, take a look once again here. We almost always see JM Beast on Maestro when it comes to defense. Kira, a little bit more flex, whether it's Mute, sometimes he'll take the Maestro away from JM Beast, but very rarely. Domo, he's the Jaeger. Every team needs one, and he's going to keep that up, making sure that no grenades enter the site for St. Clair. We have Rapid. It's Rapid. He's playing smoke. Do not face check a closet. You will get absolutely blasted. And then we have Big Papa. Mixture of aggression plus utility as well, oftentimes roaming around here on the map. We're just around the corner. Players are in lobby. I'm just double checking to see if they are basically ready to go. On the side of Texas A&M, since I do happen to see everybody here, we have Chief, we have Podwaka, we have Dow, we have Praise, and Hibachi. Thankfully, some easier names compared to some of the other R6 casts that I've had. We'll see momentarily, of course. Apparently I'm being hit on here in this chat, but this is one of those things, I guess. Texas A&M ready to get going. And the maps, actually, let's take a look at what our maps here for today are going to be. It's going to be a little bit of a common one in regards to the maps picked, with one outlier, as we have Cafe to start things off. St. Clair is going to be attacking first when we get there. Then, for map 2, Oregon, which is a map we've seen St. Clair struggle a little bit with. But we did have the one match where St. Clair did lose in the regular season. Oregon, I believe, was a part of that map selection. But now with it being, it's being played a lot more often, so I'm sure they've got a lot more experience compared to when they played it last. And then the decider map, if necessary, is going to be Coastline, which is, of course, another St. Clair favorite. We see it pretty consistently in a lot of St. Clair's matchups. And these guys are just around the corner. Looks like we're going to get ready right here, right now. So, of course, before we do hop in, of course, thank you to the sponsors that are making this one all possible. Of course, making Saints Gaming, St. Clair Saints all possible. St. Clair College itself, Suckleman School of Business and Technology, PC Outlet, the St. Clair Alumni Association, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. Thank you so much for making our esports streams possible here at St. Clair. And one person just needs to go on the proper side, and there we go. We're about to get started with our very first games, the band phase, just around the corner. You'll have to trust me on this one. And with that, we're going to hop into this first band phase, with it being on Cafe. This is one that, of course, like I was saying before, St. Clair basically have this one completely mapped out from before. Let's get ourselves some audio here. You can tell I am absolutely rushing like a madman, but there we go. We're back in action. I actually clapped into the microphone. That doesn't happen too often. I apologize for that. But nonetheless, here we go. First ban on the board, Thatcher. Pretty common overall. Just has so much utility. Those EMP grenades being able to shut down any sort of electrified wall, any sort of gadget is just too valuable, especially with how gadget heavy defense is nowadays here in Rainbow Six Siege. Capital, bit of a similar idea, but has a little bit more flexibility with his utility, being able to completely flame out a floor, use his crossbow as a smoke bomb. Got multiple options to go for, and Saints don't want to deal with that or the Mira, those one-sided mirrors that the defense can look through, but you can't see from the other side. Can be very irritating to try and deal with, so don't blame St. Clair for wanting to get that off of the board. The last one, this one's going to hit Big Papa a little bit, as Maluzi taken off of the board before this one even gets started, before he even gets the chance to show off the Maluzi going to be taken out of play. As per usual, everybody seems to like the third and the first floor on this map, and I would have been excited off the start. I want to see Chief go for this. I want to see if they have something cute that they can pull off with this Oryx, and they're actually going to try it. This is quite the way to start things off.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Of course, the Oryx is somewhat new operator here in Rainbow Six Siege. The best way I can describe him is the fact that he is basically the Kool-Aid man. He can plow himself through or soft walls, not anything that's reinforced, but can bust through the wall, and oh no, that's unfortunate. Okay, so it does appear like game over. St. Clair won game one. No, I'm just kidding. Unfortunately, something happened in the initial connection where one of their players were not able to connect properly. So we're going to have to rehost, and that's unlucky. So far this season, I've not had to do a rehost, but my luck has seemed to have run out. So bear with me. Gonna have to remake this lobby. We'll be back within 2 to 3 minutes. We won't waste any time getting back into this first game.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
All right, we're back in business. Thank you all for sticking with us here as we got through that rehost. As St. Clair versus Texas A&M about to get back underway. Picking up where we left off, same site, going to be up on the 3rd floor for this first attacking round, or first defending round for Texas A&M. And all the same operators. So once again, the one thing that I was pointing out was the fact that that Chief here has the Kool-Aid Man himself, Oryx, coming through. If he gets the flank onto somebody, he can absolutely bust through soft walls, get the jump onto people, and in true Halloween fashion, just absolutely scare the crap out of them in the meantime as well. We definitely something looking forward to as this round goes on, especially as teams start to dwindle a little bit, start taking a lot of heat. It's a perfect time to get a crazy flank on the side of Texas A&M.
Bomb located by attackers.
As per usual, we're going to have JM Beast on his hard breacher. This time it's going to be the Maverick he's picking up. And of course with Cafe, having somebody like Sledge to be able to bust the roof open nice and quick is extremely valuable. Sometimes we've seen players take advantage and use C4s or nitro cells to catch players off guard, however, expecting that the Sledge would be there. And able to get themselves a nice quick and easy kill that way. St. Clair looking to start moving into the site. Domo making some noise on the one side. We have Rapid up top still. Kira looks like he's the first one somewhat close to the sites. A little bit a ways away around from B. Does have Rapid nearby. Those are going to get ate up by the ADSs because, of course, mainly to stop grenades, Padwaka, but on his Jaeger, but they do stop some of the mounted grenades as well from operators' utilities. Kira does have his breaching tool available if he does want to get forward. He's in fact going to be able to get it started. It does take a little bit of time to get moving, but it looks like they were able to stop that for the time being. Maybe that was with Prazy's Mute Jammer. Kira taking some shots here as he's trying to find another breaching opportunity. Big Papa is going to get blasted. Prazy just absolutely destroying him, and actually Jambis is about to go down as well. Shots fired here. Domo did knock him down, but does not realize that Padwaka is not going to be able to fight back, so he's still going to be stuck kind of taking this cautiously. We see Rapid from the rooftops, still waiting to make his way down. It's kind of just guiding Kira more than anything, keeping him cover fire. But still, Padwaka has gotten back up, but Domo's going to find a nice one. Hibachi going down. But that being said, this one completely flipped around since a bit of a team kill on the side of Texas A&M. This does allow Rapid to get that diffuser down, but Kira's down now. So Rapid has to get this done nice and quick. Is it going to be in enough time? He's going to be able to do so. Can he clutch up this attacking round? There's still two members of Texas A&M on site here. He does get the jump onto one. It does manage to take some damage onto Chief, but not enough. He does find Prazy, however. It's the 1v1. Rapid with a huge clutch to start this game. Absolutely love that play. He planted that diffuser, got out of dodge, and took his time, put himself in a position where they either had to pinch him, otherwise he can check each side rather safely. And with that, he was able to find the one kill rather quickly, and then was able to finish off for the other. Could not get jumped by Chief's Oryx. And the plan did not go as, or it did not go to the plan. Words. English is hard. Texas A&M, though, they had the right idea, but something got really messy within that last 20 seconds or so.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
It was definitely unusual. Like, they were trying to battle back, and there was a team kill involved. And what was a 5-on-3 at one point. Got turned right into a 3-on-3 and then a 2-on-2, which of course Rapid was able to clutch up very nicely. Of course, just as a reminder, in case you're just tuning in with us right here, right now, this is for the CollegiateR6 playoffs. This is week 2. The very first matchup St. Clair had went all the way to game 3, but they were able to dominate that final game to put themselves here in this top 16 position. Of course, same idea would had to have happened for Texas A&M. I'm sure they had themselves a fantastic season so far. And obviously they don't want to stop right here, right now. As we see, Chief Hibachi both have a single elimination so far. Crazy with 2. And was nearly in position to finish off Rapid there, but could not quite find it, as we see what Big Papa's exactly doing up here on the rooftops. Initially, he's just there to smash those roof panels in so everybody can sneak their drones in. Domo can set up these air jabs, which of course will detonate if an opponent walks by it, knock them right on their rear, and leave them wide open for a counterattack, or just make a gigantic, extremely loud noise to say, hey, there's a guy here, and allow Domo and the rest of the St. Clair squad to react on that sound cue. I'm excited to see the fact that Chief has picked up the Oryx once again. Didn't quite have the opportunity to use it to its full fruition in that last round, but seems comfortable enough to try it again, and that it wasn't just some sort of cheese pick. Big Papa moving forward. One of the first ones on the sights. In fact, he's going to be taking a little bit of fire. So Rapid is right there alongside him. Moving forward, and this is going to be the Wamai Magpies here coming out from Dow. Able to assist in redirecting some of these utilities. It's like a gigantic magnet of sorts. So you throw a grenade, it just sucks it right into the disc itself, not putting it where they would have wanted it. Domo setting up. Kira getting lit up, however. Going to be taken down. Crazy with the shotgun once again. Finding an early kill in this round. Very similar to how this first round started for Texas A&M. But we got to see if they can clutch up here this time. They got extremely messy during that first round. But some execution adjustments could definitely get them that round nice and quick, as we see Jam Beast using that blowtorch to try and get some sight lines onto the site. But if anything, it's actually a little bit of back and forth fire between Papa and a couple members of Texas A&M, as we are now down to 20 seconds in this round. Grenade coming through, not going to find any damage, but Big Papa going to use that sledgehammer. It did open up a pathway on to the site. It's going to allow Jam Beast to find a spot to plant right at the door. But is anybody going to be ready to back him up? The C4 actually did knock down Jam Beast. I need to pick that up, but they're getting completely open fired upon. And a nice little play there from Texas A&M to secure themselves round number 2. They found where they were, and they just made it so picking up that diffuser again was absolutely impossible. And Texas showing that that first round was definitely execution flaw rather than a strategic flaw, because they definitely turned that one right around nice and quick.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
All right, this time we're going to be going down to the first floor. Chief is no longer going to be on the Oryx, but rather picking up the Cade this time. Being able to electrify some of these reinforcements is going to be nice, especially when trying to stop Kira. And it makes Jam Beast's job a little bit more difficult as well. Because sure, even if they electrify the wall, a Maverick can still burn through it with his torch. but he has to space himself correctly. Otherwise, he's just going to be taking damage from getting shocked this entire round. Of course, that will add up as the round goes on. But St. Clair were able to take advantage of that first round, but that second one was definitely a night and day difference. Curious how they're going to handle this first floor attack as they move forward. Probably looking at another top-down setup. There are some teams that will just opt to try and push through different sections of the first floor when they know it's down on the first floor. But that does kind of lead you open, or leave you open to roamers. And of course, when I'm referring to a roamer, if you're new to Rainbow Six Siege, a roamer is basically somebody who's on defense, but they're not actually defending on the site. So if the site is on the first floor, for example, they might be up at the third floor expecting that he can get himself a flank on the attackers. Not just a basic example, of course, but that is the rough idea of a roamer. Now, of course, with Big Papa bringing the sledge, this does allow him to do, as we see right here, be able to blow through some of these floor panels and allow himself to get quite the angle on players from below. So if they can get set up on the second floor, put themselves in a good spot, he will make it extremely difficult for Texas A&M to feel comfortable in their defensive positions, because stuff like that happens unless you make the counterplay, as that's going to be Podwaka with a huge headshot onto Big Papa, and that really messes up that vertical play that they are trying to go for. Still a minute on the clock, and just spraying through the floor at sections that they're expecting people to normally sit at. Of course, you play these same sites over and over again. You eventually figure out where people tend to like to sit. And that was a big play there from Chief. It may not have seemed like much, but you did see Kira use one of his ace charges to try and breach through that reinforced hatchery here. But him throwing his Electro Claw at the last second was able to destroy it, and now St. Clair's attack is much slower than they would have wanted to. Kira nearly getting the jump. I believe that was onto Podwaka, or that might have been Chief as well. We'll have to see. Jumps through. He's going to go right head-to-head with somebody, but he eats a flashbang for his troubles. JMB's going to come down with the refrag, but he's going to eat it as he drops the diffuser right on the site. Domo and Rapid versus 3. Now it's just Rapid versus 3, and he is nowhere near this diffuser. He needs to pop off by shooting, and it's not going to be the case. Does find one, but Podwaka going to take down Rapid nice and quick. Texas A&M going to put themselves in the lead 2-1 early in this game. St. Clair not quite finding themselves on the board in regard to their attack just yet, but they're going to try and keep things consistent. We're going to see one switch, however. Big Papa going to get off of the sledge and opt for the Ash instead. As we move towards that second floor reading room, right in the center of everything. This time for the defense of Texas A&M. Those last two rounds were definitely way better for them to say, or to keep it simple. Shutting down attacking opportunities from St. Clair, making it difficult with the Cade charges. Their gunfights were on point. It really does show how much that that first round might have been a bit of a throwaway for them, but of course, still early. Best of 3 action here in this CollegiateR6 playoff matchup.
Objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Now with Big Papa switching over to the Ash, this does still allow him to have some breaching potential via Ash's gadget. Those breaching rounds able to shoot into a soft wall, something that's not reinforced, or even a hatch if you really wanted to. Blow a hole through that. But with Ash being a much faster operator overall, can sometimes get Big Papa into some better positions for some gunfights, get himself out of some bad situations. But we do see the switch over to Ash because he doesn't really want to use those Ash charges, those breaching rounds, into a hatch if he doesn't necessarily have to. So it's going to get JM Beast involved and everybody else as they just peppered through the hatch itself, and allows Kira to be the first one moving forward. I'm sure they would have made some adjustments considering they've run into, I believe it was Praise a few times there with the shotgun, as we see him with 4 kills already in this game. Especially those first 2 rounds, he really started racking them up nice and early. So plenty of time here, of course, pointing out the gadgets, making sure that none of their utility goes to waste, because defense nowadays really love their gadgets. We see the Mute, we have Wamai, Jaeger, Goyo, all 4 of those with a plantable gadget of some sort that can make things difficult. Rapid and Domo both taking some early heat here. Kira as well from below, but Kira's going to get the best of praise as he's left with just about 5 HP, but there's somebody kind of behind the wall. But if that is a Goyo shield, you do not want to walk anywhere near that thing. So of course, if it does detonate, that's going to set fire to the room that it's in. And there's a lot of low health bars on the side of St. Clair, so they, a Goyo shield explosion would actually probably find himself some kills in this game with the way this round is going. Oh, barely. Big Papa not seeing the kneecap of one of those players, but enough time has went that JMB is able to get this diffuser down. Going to force the hand a little bit from the side of Texas A&M, and right now they're not having any of it. It's all up to Chief, and it's not going to happen. A flawless attack coming out here from St. Clair in that 4th round, with Domo picking up the last one, catching Chief as he comes up the stairwell. With that happening, though, of course, that 2nd floor reading room is not a very well-liked place for the defense to try and have to play, but you're kind of stuck there once you get 2 wins in a row from bar and kitchen. So now that they lost a round, they can go back up to bar, which most often than not, teams tend to be a little bit more comfortable with. You do see a 6th pick, and the Oryx is going to come out again, possibly. They're thinking about it. Looks like it is going to be locked in, and JM Beast making a switch to an operator I don't see him on too often, to be completely honest with you, but still very supportive in nature, and that is the IQ. Of course, IQ, a classic operator, but basically with a small little screen, a small little computer of sorts, scanner, what was called scanner. Small little scanner on her arm will point out any gadgets that are placed nearby. Be able to spot it out, shoot through the wall, take out the gadget. Very valuable operator in the right hands, especially with the Valkyrie actually coming out here from Hibachi as well. You can spot out those cameras, because one of the things Valkyries tend to like to do is open a window and throw a camera out the window. I'm curious if we'll see Hibachi do this right now, or are they going to keep it on the inside? But even still, if you're just scanning around, you would not, or if you're just looking around, you probably won't see that camera up on the wall like that, unless you're an absolute eagle eye. But having the IQ be there to help try and spot those out would be extremely valuable, of course. And then IQ is able to bring some breaching charges as well, so you can use that to move forward into the site without having to just spray through. Actually, Big Papa, good spot out there. Here I am saying that people have a hard time spotting those cameras without an IQ. Meanwhile, Big Papa just is like, oh, it's just right there. Just pings it out so you see him. Like, it's no big deal. But like I say with every cast here in the Saints stream, it feels like I love being wrong, because it means I'm learning something. Or learning something or amazed by something. Drone's being shot down. Big Papa going to be the first one to move forward as Kira starts launching some of those ace charges to tear through that reinforced wall. Some shots fired around Big Papa, but not making contact just yet. Those grenades are all going to get gobbled up by Podwaka's ADSs. Of course, each ADS, I believe, is able to burn through 3 grenades. So all those flashbangs or all those smokes, all gone. Completely obliterated. Now, as per usual, Crazy in position, and actually from below, Kira nearly getting blasted aside. Big Papa in a bit of a gunfight as well, not making contact with anybody. But Kira was definitely shook for a loop for a moment. And Rapid going to get the worst of this. Dow is going to be able to find the first elimination in this 5th round. Kira was able to tear through that wall a little bit, but now it's an awkward back and forth between some of the members of St. Clair and Texas A&M. You know JMBeast wants to get on and get ready to start planting that diffuser. He's going to try and put himself into position. He's got some decent cover here, so he's going to be able to do it for the time being. Moving forward, Big Papa with the coverage is going to make it work, but Crazy with the C4 or the Nitro Cell from below going to shake up JMBeast. Kira barely hanging on, took out Chief. 2 on 3 right now. St. Clair in a bit of a rough spot. Diffuser is being spotted out, but Big Papa is also spotted out. Does have the diffuser and instantly just gets blasted away. Dow with a huge shot and Hibachi with the cleanup crew. Round 5 going over to Texas A&M. Yeah, nowhere to go. Hibachi ready and waiting with that stairwell in sight. Could not get past them. Yeah, Texas A&M just looks extremely comfortable on that site, to be completely honest. See any 6 picks over? Doesn't seem to be the case, so we're going to go back down to the first floor this time. And of course, Texas A&M going to bring Chief back out onto the Cade. Bachi on the Legion as well. I haven't really gotten a chance to really talk about Legion so far in this game before, of course, those who don't know. As the rounds go on, Hibachi's Legion is going to be able to get more and more of these little canisters. We call these things the goo mines. They're like little needles that when you step into them, it slowly takes damage off of you until you just stand still and pull it out of your foot, basically. But the secondary effect of it, though, as well as kind of blurring your screen a little bit, is the fact that it does not allow you to interact with anything. So if it's the last couple seconds and you need to plant the diffuser, but you step on a Legion mine, you can't do it. And it's one way to secure the victory that way. Because, of course, time runs out and you're not planting that diffuser, you are completely out of luck, my friend. Pretty standard holding positions here. That is going to be, I think that was Podwaka down on that first floor. Kira looking to try and see if anyone wants to get cheeky. Sometimes somebody sits around there with a shotgun. Not going to be the case there. Rapid going to find a kill, though. Podwaka, not long for this world. But at least a small consolation prize is the fact that those ADSs are already down. His gadgets will continue to do work even though he is out of this round. Kira taken down. Crazy with the shotgun. Again, he's just finding these shots. 7 kills so far in this game. Fantastic job on his end so far. JMBeast has the right idea, sees the player running, but because the grenade could not get himself in a proper position to engage. Rapid and JMBeast down here on the low ground. Domo is a little bit further away. Big Papa not too far away as well. Yeah, if JMBeast were to check any of these corners, he is going to meet Crazy's shotgun. St. Clair definitely know he's there.
Bomb located by attackers.
They're going to have to work together to try and flush him out here. This is a rough spot to be in. Breaching round, getting ready here by Big Papa. Blows through the hole a little bit more. A little bit of extra sight lines, but it's actually going to cost Big Papa a little bit. He gets peppered from the other side. Minute 20 still left on the clock, but St. Clair feels stuck, to be honest, right now. JM Beast is going to walk into a Legion Mine after taking a little bit of heat, and he's got to pull aside. There he goes. He's going to pull it out of his foot. Definitely irritating, especially if somebody came around the corner and jumped. And sure enough, there is Hibachi with a nice takedown on JM Beast, who, of course, was a diffuser carrier. Shots fired. Rapid is finally going to get the refrag onto him. 3-on-3, but no diffuser in hand. And these mines are still being quite the nuisance. Good shots from Big Papa. Finally taking down Prazy. Not around the corner, ready with the shotgun this time. Diffuser has been picked up by Domo. He's going to be able to move forward towards that ace site, but Rapid gets taken down. Big Papa also gets completely lit up. It's all up to Domo to try and make this happen. 25 seconds left on the clock. And still some rather healthy members. He's going to see the guy from afar, but he's not winning that fight. Reloads. Somebody peeks his head, but Dow is going to go down. A 1v1 with 14 seconds left to go. Chief needs to just run for the hills right here and just wait for the plant. But I think he knows what's exactly going on. The pre-fire was the right idea, and he's going to actually get it in the last possible second. Domo, again, some of these clutch plays here from St. Clair make me lose my mind. Seconds left on the clock, and just barely taking him down by the kneecap. Going to give St. Clair that third round to tie this up, as we are now switching sides. Halftime has arrived. St. Clair get to play defense now. Fridays and Saturdays are always a nice reminder why I love Siege. Always a pleasure broadcasting this game, even though sometimes my head may hurt a little bit afterwards trying to think of all the big brain plays that these players are doing. Okay, Chief just seems to be an obscure one now, isn't he? Picking some really odd operators. I say that because we do not oftentimes see Callie get proper professional or competitive play. I mean, in terms of her gadget, she's basically Thatcher light, where she can shoot her gadget through the wall and destroy other gadgets that are on the other side of the wall. But other than that, like, the gadget's cool and all, but she has to have a sniper rifle. And a sniper rifle, though extremely fun, is not always as efficient. It's basically an op, though, so if you do manage to land yourself the hit, you're basically guaranteeing yourself a kill. But it's much easier said than done when nobody wants to peek their head around the corner. They just peek their head around the corner for more than a second. So I'll definitely be curious to see how Chief and the rest of this Texas A&M squad prepare this attack. Do we see any aggressive starts on the side of St. Clair? It looks like Texas A&M all going to go to the rooftops as per standard here on this map. Well, I guess that's one thing to note as well. Just using one shot from Callie's sniper rifle is apparently enough to blow through a hatch, so I guess that's an extra little perk for picking up the character. Like I said, learning new things here as we go along. Everybody from St. Clair on cameras as of this moment. Sitting tight, not going to try and get aggressive. Nice shot there from Prazy, finding Domo nice and quick. Praise with 8 eliminations so far in this game. Solid start. Dow making his way through. Of course, this wall is electrified, so it's going to make things a little bit difficult. He cannot use his breaching rounds to go through it, but these breaching rounds can then be turned around onto JM Beast's Evil Eyes, his little turrets. You can destroy those with those charges. So if you have somebody else who's going to blow through a wall for you, might as well use your gadget for some additional utility. You can see these pings. They know that Rapid is sitting right around the corner as per usual. You do not face check a closet. when Rapid is ready with a shotgun. Big Papa taking out Chief, so the sniper is off the board here. Okay, it's going to be Kira spotted out. Going to possibly get a grenade going in that direction. It's going to be gobbled up by ADSs. Podwaka moving forward. He's going to spot JM Beast, but he's not going to be able to win that fight. JM Beast with that light machine gun, able to take care of that one. He's able to spot one person on the wall and see somebody in front of him as well. He's in a bit of a bind. He does have Kira alongside him if need be. Rapid right around the corner. Rapid actually just getting taken down, but another kill here for JM Beast. Takes down Dow. Hibachi extremely low with the diffuser in hand. Praise is right there as well, but a solid shot there from Hibachi to make this a 2-on-2 is going to put that diffuser down. Is Praise going to be able to step up and continue fragging like a madman and keep this alive? Might not be able to do so. Kira and Big Papa take down both Hibachi and Praise, and they're going to be able to take this round and put themselves back in the lead of this matchup. As per usual for this map, we got the third floor. Okay, now we're down to the first floor, back to the kitchen area. And Chief again, still hovering this Cali. Like low-key, of course, this is a St. Clair stream, but I want to see... one, I always want to see a good match, and two, I like seeing some odd operator picks that actually work out. And it made sense. Like, I get the idea of what he was trying to do. Sure, you get to breach through those hatches nice and quick with a Cali, and you could do it from range as well, so you don't have to worry about nitro cells coming and destroying you while you're taking out the hatches. That being said, once you've done that, then what? That seems to be the spot that keeps getting Chief stuck so far in this game. He's picked some very odd operators, other than whenever he was on the first floor, he would pick up the Cade on defense. But they've just not found their opportunity. The fact that those operators are so situational are really making its problems shown a little bit. As JM Beast and Rapid doing a little bit of redecorating of the kitchen. Start putting some of those turrets in position. And then we'll ride along with Chief as the attack gets underway. As of right now, nobody on the side of St. Clair at all in this series, and then not at all for Texas A&M when they were on the defensive side. Was there any sort of run-out shenanigans going on? Of course, you can try to be cheeky as a defender and hop out the building and get some sneaky quick kills if the attackers aren't expecting any aggression. However, if you do that, you get completely spotted out right away. So it's oftentimes like a very high-risk, high-reward type of style. We've seen it on occasion from St. Clair, but not as of late, to be completely honest with you. Ray's going to start working with this torch, get ready to slowly tear down this wall. Of course, has to be careful to space himself out properly, otherwise he's going to start eating some electricity damage. Podwaka nearby alongside Hibachi, and Chief is on the long angle here. Some of these extra holes made by Praise is actually a nice little extra sight line for Chief, so I do like that setup actually. First shots fired, Podwaka going to find Rapid right away. And I know whenever I'm talking about Siege and Rapid or seeing smokes, I say it pretty much every cast, but it's kind of critical. The fact that you're able to take a smoke out of the game extremely quickly is huge for the attackers, as we see Praise go on an absolute tear here, getting the double. Some additional damage being put down onto the Texas A&M squad, but now it is all up to Big Papa and Domo to try and somehow 2v5 this. This one is looking a little painful for the side of St. Clair. We do see both members of St. Clair on the ground ready to fight, but they're going to have to really position themselves properly. Domo is going to find Dow. Big Papa still on the flank. Did spot the one, but I think his position has been exposed. Domo not finding the fight he's looking for. In fact, he's downed and out. So, Big Papa, the final one here to try and go through 4 and stop the diffuser at the same time. I don't think he is long for this one. He's going to give it a shot, but 15 seconds and counting. He's between a rock and a hard place. He's going to pick one additional up, but with 10 seconds, can he get 3 kills and get that diffuser? Not going to happen. So he's going to end up going down. Praise, I think, getting 4 kills in that round. Fantastic job from him and the rest of the Texas A&M squad. We'll probably see that kitchen holds come out again from St. Clair. I feel like they probably like that better than the reading room. Even though that one did not go in their favor at all, they're still just a little bit more comfortable to warrant it. Maybe it was a bit of an execution flaw. And then back to what I was saying in regards to the smoke. Of course, you want to hold those smoke canisters, the smoke gas or the poison gas. You want to have those for the last couple seconds of the round, because when they start getting ready to plant the diffuser or whatnot, it's extremely difficult if you're surrounded by a cloud of gas. You might get the diffuser down, but it might cost you your life for it. So whenever you see a smoke get taken off the field extremely quickly, that is extremely huge for the attacking side.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
First floor again, but we have some different operators coming into play. We have 2, in fact. We do have Rapid picking up the dock this time, being able to stim either himself or some partners to either heal them or overheal them, almost like giving them a mini shield on a timer, which could allow for some aggression or for some solid like turtle play. And then Big Papa, for the first time maybe this season, I can't remember seeing him play Ella in the past, but of course these are mines, like think of them like somewhat like lesions, but instead of having to stop and pull a needle out, I think the community says those mines just make you drunk. They basically, it's a concussion mine, so it doesn't stun you, but it completely fogs up your screen to the point where trying to fight after getting hit by one of those concussion mines are extremely difficult. Plus the sound cue, of course, letting or giving away your position. It's fallen out of favor, I feel like, over the last couple seasons, but still a solid operator nonetheless. I know the complaints way back in the day was the fact that she had a stupidly overpowered gun. I don't think that's the case anymore. Probably still solid, especially if someone's been playing Ella for a long time. Ace charges here coming out from Hibachi. However, I think if that's a mute jammer from Kira, that's actually quite clutch, because not only do those mute jammers, they place us on the ground, stop any drones from going through, as we see a kill come through actually. JMB's gonna find praise right off the start. Not what you want to see for Texas A&M. Your Maverick taken off the board pretty quickly. Oh, and right as he lined up the head, just gets completely blasted. Rapid, not going to allow that to go through. Nice shot there. The Calais taken off the table. And there it is. That's exactly what those Ella mines do. Trying to fight through that is extremely difficult, and I think it messes with your recoil a bit. And sure enough, it's going to be another one taken down. One player left on the side of Texas A&M. This odd little strat here from St. Clair on this first floor is completely flipping how that first round went. And it's going to go down. Flawless round here for St. Clair in round number 9. And I think it's been enough time that they can actually go for the third floor again, in fact. Sure enough, there it is. Yep, third floor, going to be where we're going to be going once again. But to finish the point there that I was saying, so the mute, of course, main thing for mute is the fact that any drones that try to go near a mute jammer will start crashing, basically. That's when you start seeing the purple flickering screen and whatnot. You can't control your drone. He basically steals it and it's no longer usable. but that also counts for any electronics that other operators might be using. So something like Ace's gadget, where he has to put the charge on the wall and then remotely detonate it. It just stops. It doesn't end up actually going through the motions, so he ends up wasting that charge unless he goes back to pick it back up. But he can't actually do what he needs to do. So an extra little bit of denial coming out from Rapid's mute. Oh, well, that didn't go as planned, now did it? I'm trying to figure out what St. Clair's trying to do here, but it's a little bit odd. Domo's going to be kind of hot for time to try and get some of these ADSs down after either destroying his own or his partner's shield. He's probably looking for a cheeky angle of some sort. Well, whatever it was. We may never know, because that did not exactly work according to plan. Hibachi down low while Praise and others are going up top. Podwaka nearby as well. And where's Chief? There's Chief. So those hatches already blown down, so they can just continue on with their droning and plan out their avenue for attack. And that's what I'm talking about for those who don't know. That screen, when you see that, that's because there's a mute nearby. You move any closer to it, you lose your drone. Dow moving forward, but of course at this point there is absolutely no surprise that there's going to be somebody right around the corner. And of course, that being Rapid once again in his usual spot. Breaching charges coming out here from Dow, try and get some additional sight lines. You can't do it into the electricity, but that is what you have Podwaka Zofia for. Why use a gadget when you can just use a grenade? Shots fired. Rapid actually getting lit up by the ankles. Going to be forced to move away, and in fact that ADS is going to get spotted out and taken down. But in the meantime, while all that was happening, Big Papa did find Chief. So once again, just Chief getting taken off the board extremely quickly so far in these games. Grenade goes through, takes some damage off of Rapid and Kira. Good shot overall. Sneaky little angle here from Praise, but not going to find anything just yet. Hibachi with the diffuser in hand. Looking to probably start moving shortly. Praise tried to move through, but got tagged up by the electric wall. Dow opening fire, but not finding anybody. There's somebody prone in the next room beside him, but he won't know that, of course. We have the X-ray vision. The players do not. Praise moving forward. Dow taking a lot of heat, down to about 5% HP. Big Papa going to find a kill as well. Shots fired here from Praise. Not going to be able to find his mark. JMB's finding one, but it's going to be a back and forth crazy bloodbath to finish this one off. Domo cleans up Dow, who of course was already extremely wounded. St. Clair hold this third floor remarkably. Yeah, so now we're going to have match point available here for St. Clair. One more victory. And this first game is theirs. And then finally, when it all counts here on this possible final round, we are going to see Chief switch over to something a little bit more traditional here with the IQ. More than likely because Big Papa has that Valkyrie out here and they don't want to just be sitting under cameras the entire time and not realize that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And this time, a bit of a different strategy. We see Kira bringing out the castle for some extra stall, some extra reinforced barricades like this that are either going to take a breaching round of some sort or a lot of bullets or a lot of punching. I think it's like 12 or 13 punches to take one of those things down. It's quite a long time, and it's basically like knocking on or ringing the doorbell of sorts as you're constantly like making your presence known. Yeah, now or never here for Texas A&M if they want this one to continue. Praise has had himself a pretty solid round as an individual with 12 kills so far in this game, leading the charge across the entire field. But unfortunately, strategically, just team in general, maybe a little bit outpaced so far in this playoff matchup. Of course, both these teams ready to put themselves into the top 8 if they can win this tonight. Scouting time here for Texas A&M. Still plenty of time to get things moving. Padwaka going to be the first one moving into the building. And of course, St. Clair on a bit of an uncomfortable site as it's the second floor reading room. They did win 2 in a row. We're going to see Padwaka bring the breaching charge, go through the wall. A nice little sight line there, being able to go through multiple rooms and the hallway. Of course, St. Clair all on the floor below, but except for these two. There's actually 2, I should say, within striking distance. The Chief trying to spot everything out. Of course, see how everything's all pinged out. Every one of those are a gadget that can be shot at and taken down. Taking it slow, making sure that they don't get taken down. I didn't even mention that Hibachi picking up the classic, the Thermite, which of course is another hard breacher that fills a similar role to Ace, but a much more classic operator. As we see Padwaka find himself on the board here, but Hibachi's going to go down extremely quickly. He was the diffuser holder as well, as Rapid managed to find him there. Domo not too far behind as well. JMB's the only casualty here for St. Clair as of this moment. Rapid's going to be actually going down right as I say that. 3 on 4 with 40 seconds left on the clock. Now, of course, Dow making his presence known. Not going to find Kira just yet, but as you can see from the X-ray vision, Kira is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Either exposes himself to the sledge or to the player above. And sure enough, Padwaka going to find him and take him out. Domo, Big Papa. Do they get the chance to clutch out this entire game right here, right now? It's going to rely on if Dow can actually get this down. Big Papa finds Chief nice and quick. Another shot fired. He finds himself a double, but does get traded out. Diffuser planted. Domo versus the world. Finds one. Can he find the additional kill? 1 left on the board. Whips out the pistol. But he's really turtling right now. Shots fired, and Dow going to close this out here for Texas A&M. Right at the right possible moment, winning that duel. Granted, St. Clair made it extremely close. Domo almost had that, but not today. Texas going to bring this to a second attempt at a match point for St. Clair. And overtime could be around the corner. That being said, it's St. Clair's pick for the kitchen now. They don't have to worry about trying to defend on that second floor. So they get a section they're much more comfortable with overall. Waiting to see if anybody tries a 6-pick over to something sneaky. Of course, when you end up doing a 6-pick, whatever is selected is not shown to the opposing team. It's probably something I should have referred to a little bit earlier. Like the fact that they switched over to this sledge is completely unknown from St. Clair. Probably somewhat suspected. I mean, they've been running a sledge essentially this entire game. praise on the gridlock is a little bit interesting, however, as we've not seen it so far in this round. Basically having a bunch of spike strips to make it extremely difficult for somebody to get flanks without taking any damage. And Big Papa bringing out the Ella. This worked last time, as well as Rapid's Doc, JM Beast on the Wamai this time instead of the Maestro. And Kira is going to be handling the Mute, as this could be possibly the final attack here for Texas A&M if they cannot breach this first floor defense. If they do, we're going to be in for the long haul, as overtime would be right around the corner. And Dow on the Hibana for some additional hard breach as well. The X-Kairos pellets being able to shoot into either a soft or a reinforced wall and be able to bust a solid rectangular hole through the wall. And then for all other holes necessary for soft breaching, that's why you got Padwaka's Sledge. And Hibachi has Ace as well. So there is still so much destruction capabilities here for the side of Texas A&M. Taking down some cameras might be making their presence known, but if you're limiting the vision of St. Clair, that's probably a good thing. Kira going to be the first one down, but it's going to get traded out actually, as it's going to be Big Papa with the refrag through the garage wall, taking down Praise. So of course the leading fragger on the side of Texas A&M off the board for this remainder of this round, possibly the remainder of this match. Have to see how everybody turns up. We do see Hibachi trading back and forth, as well as just blowing some holes through some of these doors and windows, trying to give himself as many avenues of attack as possible. Padwaka and Dow currently the only ones in the building as of this moment. Everybody else still droning from outside. Chief nearly getting a spot on somebody from the outside door. We see the X-ray, of course they cannot. But Padwaka and Dow might find themselves in flanking position. This could be rough here, and Big Papa going to go down because of it. That was a solid swarm onto Big Papa's Ella. Taking that out. Hibachi taking some fire back and forth here. Nobody home as of right now. Domo, JM Beast, and Rapid for the final 30 seconds of this round. One player going down. Rapid's right in position. Gets the shots off. Going to get a little bit of damage on, but not the killing blow. A solid crouch right at the right time, throwing off Rapid's aim. Domo going to find one, however. Padwaka is down. Rapid all near the site. That's going to be one more down, however. Jambeast off the board. It's all up to Rapid. Can he clutch up this round here and this first game for the side of St. Clair? Waits for it, takes a shot. That was a diffuser holder. That's it. St. Clair get game number 1. The game started with a rapid clutch. It ended with a rapid clutch, as we see him leading the charge here for the St. Clair College squad, putting them up this first game. Of course, multiple double-digit eliminations across the board for multiple members of each team. A fantastic back-and-forth match, 7-5, a very, very close game, even-matched game. Texas A&M looked good. Certain sites look better than others, and you can definitely tell that the attacking side was a little less comfortable for them, and it allowed St. Clair to pull ahead. But with that, as we move on to the next map in a few moments, we're going to be going to Oregon. Of course, this is one I had mentioned before during the pregame that in the one match that St. Clair did lose during the CollegiateR6 season was a specialty of Akron's, I believe. They picked that one up, and St. Clair had no idea what they were doing. They got blown out badly on that map. Since then, they've even used it for themselves and have been leveling up, so to speak, here on that map. But I feel like it's still probably one of their uncomfortable ones. That being said, Saints get to defend first on this one this time. So we'll have to see if that plays into factor, considering on Cafe, their defense was obviously much stronger. We'll get to see how this goes for game number 2. But we're going to be taking ourselves, it looks like the players need about 5 minutes. So 5-minute break here before we hop into game number 2. The CollegiateR6 playoffs top 16 matchups continue shortly. Be sure to stick around.